Hi everybody, welcome to Recovering Autism, the Scourin Solution. This is our chapter on genetics. We're going to discuss the cause of autism. If you have a child on the spectrum, you've probably asked yourself a million times, why did this happen? Now, science hasn't confirmed a single cause of autism because there are many causes. One of those is genetics, your DNA. Now, we all have a cookbook at home. It's an instruction manual to make food. Flip to a page and it's all right there. We have instructions inside of us as well. Instructions on how to build this body, the heart, stomach, lungs, as well as speech, sleep, and learning. The instructions come in your genetics, your DNA. Some kids are born with broken genetics, broken DNA. This could be the cause of your child's autism. The more I talk to families and their doctors, the more I see how many myths people believe about autism. It's important we understand the newest science because genetics could be a key to unlock the recovery of your child. Let's break down the myths about genetics. Myth number 1, only severe and low-functioning children with autism have genetic abnormalities. It's important to understand that both high-functioning and low-functioning kids can have a genetic cause for their autism. Many doctors may skip genetic testing for your child because they're high-functioning. But you may miss something if you don't test. Myth number 2, genetic problems don't cause autism. Your pediatrician probably didn't order genetic testing for your child. But did you know genetic abnormalities contribute to 30 to 39% of cases of autism? That's a huge number. That's approximately 1/3 of children with autism are from a genetic cause. This is why we need to test your child. Myth number 3, genetic causes are the same in boys and girls. Now, while more males than females have autism, researchers from Yale discovered genetic mutations contribute to about 30% of all cases of autism, but 45% of female cases of autism. Almost half of females with autism have a genetic cause. This is another reason why we need to get all of our children tested. Myth number 4, genetic abnormalities cannot be treated. This couldn't be further from the truth. I treat genetic deletions, duplications, and mutations with my patients and have for years. While we cannot change our DNA, we can treat symptoms that come from some genetic problems. For example, if my child is missing the DNA instructions to make melatonin, then I can give them melatonin to take. My favorite genetic research study is from scientists at Harvard. They showed that medical recommendations in response to the genetic findings for autism were made for 72% of those with pathogenic results. Does your doctor know that 72% of autism genetics can be treated? Myth number 5, I've had all my genetics tested. I hear many families tell me that they had genetic testing for their child, but often I see that some genetic tests were done, but others were missing. Let's review the genetic testing options that exist. Number 1, pharmacogenetics testing. This is a small test that analyzes the function of drug metabolism. This helps us screen which pharmaceutical medications may give you side effects. This test has nothing to do with autism, but only screens for risks of drug side effects. Number 2, genomic SNP testing. This is a small test that analyzes the function of certain genes, such as MTHFR. This helps us understand the functionality of the person and does help us choose treatments. But this test does not identify genetic diagnoses that can cause autism. Number 3, Fragile X testing. This tests for one rare genetic cause of autism. It's important to test, but there are many, many more genetic conditions that cause autism. Number 4, CMA, also known as a microarray. This looks for missing or extra pieces of DNA which can cause autism. Some of these can be treated. Number 5, WES or WGS. Whole exome sequence or whole genome sequence. This looks for genes that are not functioning and would lead to a genetic diagnosis for the cause of autism. Some of these can be treated. There are smaller testing panels which analyze a subset of the whole exome sequence, such as an autism panel or epilepsy panel. But these smaller tests may miss something that the complete test would catch. Now, let's talk about how we treat genetic problems that can cause autism. Well, since we have so many different genes and they all have different functions, there is no one treatment for genetic conditions that cause autism. However, most of these genetic conditions affect levels of chemicals in the brain. These are called neurotransmitters. You're familiar with some of these, such as serotonin and dopamine. This study explains that autism risk genes affect excitatory-inhibitory imbalance underlying autism. That is fancy talk saying brain chemical imbalance contributes to autism. Another study confirms this, stating these together cause dysregulation of glutamatergic signaling, as well as imbalance in excitatory-inhibitory pathways, resulting in glial cell activation and release of inflammatory mediators responsible for the aberrant social behavior which is observed in autistic patients. So, what do you do? Number 1, get your child's genetic testing done. That's Fragile X, CMA, microarray, WES, WGS, whole exome sequence, or whole genome sequence. You can ask your doctor to order these or order them on spectrumawakening.com. Number 2, support normal brain chemistry levels in your child. This can be done with natural supplements without using pharmaceuticals or psych meds. This is our 4-step protocol, known as the Skowron solution. Watch our next videos to learn how to support your child's healthy speech, mood, behavior, sleep, focus, attention, and processing using scientifically researched natural supplements. Thanks for watching this. Thank you for doing everything you can for your child, and together we'll find a solution. The Skowron solution.